मेरी उन तमाम दोस्तों से गुजारिश है कि जिन्होंने अभी तक हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है वो चैनल को ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब करें ताकि आने वाली तमाम वीडियोस आप तक पहुंच सके। थैंक यू।
अस्सलामुअलैकुम।
वालेकुम सलाम सर जी।
सलाम सर जी।
क्या हाल चाल है भाई आपके?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह ठीक ठाक सर जी, आप सुनाएं।
शुक्र अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, सब खैर खैरियत। बिकुरमान, आप कैसे हैं भाई?
शुक्र अल्लाह का सर, आप सुनाएं कैसे?
मैं ठीक हूँ, बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ। चलें बिस्मिल्लाह कीजिए जरा भाई। द वेरियस पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज इन दिस कंट्री are represented in almost every district by local clubs, where party questions are discussed, and all matters affecting the welfare of the different parties receive considerable attention, full stop. Well-known leaders visit the districts periodically and deliver important speeches on such questions as party government, party organization, the relative strength of the several parliamentary parties, etc. The rivalry between the political parties serves to maintain a high standard of excellence among them all. Full stop. हैंड रेज कीजिएगा जरा भाई, जिसका माइक ऑन कर दूं वो पढ़ के सुना दीजिएगा।
The various political parties in this country are represented in almost every district by local clubs, where party questions are discussed, and all matters affecting the welfare of the different parties received considerable attention. Full stop. Well-known leaders visit the district periodically and deliver important speeches on such questions as party government, party organization, the relative strength of the several parliamentarian parties, etc. The rival between the political parties serves to maintain a high standard of excellence among them all. Full stop.
चलें ठीक है, दो गलतियां मैंने पॉइंट आउट की हैं। एक ऊपर मुझे रिसीव एक लफ्ज आपने पढ़ा था, पार्टीज रिसीव्ड शायद पढ़ा था आपने, तो इसके ऊपर मुझे डाउट है, आपने रिसीव पढ़ा है या रिसीव्ड पढ़ा है?
Received.
रिसीव्ड गलत है ना, ये तीन गलतियां आपने की हैं। तो यहाँ पे रिसीव आएगा, एक जगह पार्लियामेंट्री आया था तो आपने पार्लियामेंटेरियन पढ़ा, एक राइवलरी आया तो इसको भी आपने गलत पढ़ा। तो ये तीन गलतियां, आप भी इसको पॉइंट आउट कीजिए जरा। नेक्स्ट लिखवा रहा हूँ, पैराग्राफ लिखेंगे। मैसर्स Barber and Company, the new carriage company, and the Dorset Supply Company, are to be converted into limited companies. Full stop. The annual reports of the Malleable Iron Company, Limited, Smith, Brown and Company, Limited, and the Weaving Company, Limited, all bear testimony to the prosperity of trade during the past year. Full stop. A government official, a well-known railway official, all advised me to take shares in Lee's Bravery Company, built, as a member of a temperance society, I do not like the idea. Full stop. The local authorities have invited the committee of the agricultural society to arrange a show here, and the local society of musicians has undertaken the charge of the musical arrangements. Full stop. हम पढ़ दें जरा वलीद आप इसको।
Messrs Barbary Company, the new carriage company, and the doors set supply company, are to be converted into limited company. Full stop. The annual reports of the Malleable Iron Company, Limited, and Smith, Brown and Company, Limited Company, and the Waving Company Limited, all bear testimony to the prosperity of trade during the past year, full stop. A government official, as well known, railway matter to the take shares in less bravery in Lee's Bravery Company, built, as a member of a temperance society, I do not like the idea, full stop. The local authorities have invited the committee of the agricultural society to arrange a show here, and the local society or musicians has undertaken the charge of the musical arrangements, full stop.
ठीक है, शाबाश ना, आपने ये गलतियां तो टोटल 3 की हैं, लेकिन एक गलती ऐसी की है कि कंपनी लिमिटेड था, आपने लिमिटेड कंपनी पढ़ दिया, आगे पीछे पढ़े 2 अल्फाज है, यानी ब्राउन एंड कंपनी लिमिटेड ये था, तो आपने लिमिटेड पहले पढ़ दिया, कंपनी को बाद में पढ़ दिया, तो ये तो एक तो गलती ये वाली थी आपकी। एक जगह पे वीविंग मैंने बता दिया ऑलरेडी, वो आपसे नहीं पढ़ा जा रहा था। एक जगह बट को आपने बिल्ट पढ़ दिया, मुझे नहीं समझ आई बट को बिल्ट क्यों पढ़ा है। मैंने अगर बिल्ट नहीं लिखवाया तो फिर ये बट लफज था ये वाला। तो नेक्स्ट लिखवा रहा हूँ जरा, तो इस तवज्जो दीजिए जरा। ठीक, अच्छा पढ़ लिया माशाल्लाह आपने, तो नेक्स्ट लिखें जरा। In reply to your favor of the 16th instant, we regret that we cannot undertaken the responsibility of adopting your suggestions with regard to the machine, full stop. We are willing to execute the repairs to the best of our ability, and on the lowest terms possible, but as we stated in our last letter, the methods you propose would be attended with great risk to the rider, full stop. If you decide to leave the matter to us, you might inform us by return of post, and we will put the work in hand at once, so as to be able to dispatch the machine by goods train on Saturday, full stop. तो पढ़ दें जरा इसको अपना जिम्मा।
जी सर। In reply to your favor of 16th instance, we regard that we cannot undertaken the responsibility of adoption your suggestion. We regard to the machine stop. We are willing to execute the repairs to the best of our ability, and ability the much on the lowest terms possible, but as we stated in our last letter, the methods you propose would be attended with great risk to the rider to stop. If you decide to leave the matter to us, how might to us might inform us by return of post, and we will to be the work in hand at once, so as to be built to dispatch the machine by goods train on Saturday, full stop.
बेटे आपने गलतियां की हैं, 6 गलतियां आपने की हैं। रिग्रेट को रिगार्ड पढ़ दिया, विद को यू पढ़ दिया, अडॉप्टिंग को अडॉप्टेड की पढ़ गया, कुछ और पढ़ दिया, पुट को टू भी पढ़ दिया, यू को हाउ पढ़ना था हाउ पढ़ दिया, एबल को बिल्डिंग पढ़ दिया, या इस तरह से पढ़ दिया। ये गलतियां आपने की हैं, 6 गलतियां की हैं, जो ज्यादा गलतियां की हैं आपने। नेक्स्ट लिखें जरा प्यारे को। I brought your letter before the board of directors at their meeting yesterday, but after some discussion, they were obliged to postpone further consideration of the matter until the next directors meeting, which will be held on the last Tuesday afternoon of this month, full stop. I think the directors would be glad if you would kindly set forth your proposals more fully than is done in your letter, full stop. The first cost of the material is very low, but the question of the additional cost of preparing it for sale, and the additional expense which will probably be incurred in advertising, it is sure to be taken into consideration by the directors, full stop. तो मुबीन आप पढ़ दें बेटे इसको।
Assalamualaikum.
वालेकुम सलाम।
जी sir. I brought your letter before the board of directors and their meeting yesterday, but after some discussion, they were obliged to postpone their consideration and the matter until the next directors meeting, which will be held on the last Tuesday afternoon of this month. Full stop. I think the directors would be glad if you kindly set forth of your proposal more fully then is done in your letter. Full stop. The first cost of the material is a very low, but the question of the additional cost of preparing it for sale, and the additional expense which will probably be incurred in advertising, it is sure to be taken into consideration by the directors. Full stop.
ठीक है, शाबाश बेटे। दो गलतियां आपने की हैं। एक तो फर्दर को आपने देर शायद पढ़ा था, फर्दर कंसिडरेशन था, तो कंसिडरेशन से पहले आपने मेरा ख्याल देर पढ़ा ये लफ्ज। उससे नीचे एक लफ्ज आया था आपका वुड बी ग्लैड इफ यू वुड काइंडली, तो आपने वुड नहीं पढ़ा, यू काइंडली पढ़ दिया। वुड को आपकी समझ ही नहीं आई या आपको नजर ही नहीं आया ये लफ्ज लिखा अगर आपने, तो ये दो गलतियां हुई हैं। तो ठीक है, शाबाश। नेक्स्ट लिखिएगा जरा इसको। The right honorable gentleman, the member for Preston, speaking in the House of Commons, on Tuesday evening, on the proposal to increase the numerical strength of the Army and Navy, referred to the extraordinary growth of the British Empire during the last 50 years, full stop, he asserted with much vigor that freedom of trade, freedom of the people, and freedom of the press, were the rule in every part of his Majesty's dominions, and he declared that every free trader was bound to give the mayor his support, full stop. तो नेक्स्ट भाई हैंड रेस किसी ने भी नहीं किया अभी, मैं अपनी मर्जी से सुन लूं फिर। ये आलिया डॉल पढ़ दें जरा इसको।
The right honorable gentleman, the member of Preston, speaking in the House of Commons on Tuesday evening on the proposal to increase the numerical strength of the Army and Navy, referred to the extraordinary growth of the British during the last 50 years, full stop. He asserted with much rigor that freedom of trade, freedom in every part of His Majesty's dominions, and he declared that every free trader was bound to give the mayor his support, full stop.
ठीक है बेटे, थोड़ी स्पीड नॉर्मल रखा करें। मैंने एक एक चीज के ऊपर गौर करना होता है, तो आप ऐसे जल्दी में ना पढ़ के सुना दिया करें। तो मैंने एक गलती आपकी नोट की है, वो एम्पायर नहीं पढ़ा, ब्रिटिश एम्पायर था, तो एम्पायर आपसे छूट गया ये लफ्ज। तो आप मुझे स्पेलिंग बता दें। हाँ, मिस हुआ। एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी के स्पेलिंग क्या होते हैं?
EXTRAORDINARY।
कॉमन्स के क्या स्पेलिंग है?
COMMONS।
ऑनरेबल के स्पेलिंग क्या होते हैं?
HONOURABLE।
चलें ठीक है बेटा, आपकी आवाज डिले हो गया आ रही है, अब आपका इंटरनेट स्लो है। मैं नेक्स्ट लिखवा रहा हूँ तेरा। The leader of the opposition took exception to the manner in which the proposal had been brought before the House, and declared that sound reasons had not been advanced for its adoption, full stop. As leader of the party in opposition, he claimed that fuller discussion should be given to the mayor before the government pressed it forward to a division, full stop. The Secretary of State for War replied for the government, and the motion was carried by a very large majority, full stop. तो प्लीज पढ़ दें जरा इसको।
The leader of the opposition took exception to the manner in which the proposal had House and declared that sound reasons had not been advanced for its adoption, full stop. As leader of the party in opposition, he claimed He claimed for fuller discussion should be given to the mayor before the government pressed it forward to our division full stop. The Secretary of State for War replied for the government, comma, and the motion was carried by a very large majority full stop.
चलें ठीक है शाह, एक जगह पे आपकी मिसिंग हुई है, वो बीन ब्रॉट बिफोर ये नहीं पढ़े थे आपने, प्रपोजल हैड के बाद पहली लाइन के ऊपर गाल बने
आवाज सर जी आवाज कट हो गई थी यहाँ से।
अच्छा चले बहरहाल, तो यहाँ पे आपके 3 अल्फाज रह गए हैं, बाकी ठीक पढ़ा आपने, तो ठीक है शाबाश। नेक्स्ट लिखते हैं जरा इसको। Much objection was taken to the increase in the naval estimates for the current year, and some speakers averred that our plenipotentiaries abroad might do more to check the desire for increased armaments, full stop. The condition of the working classes in the United States and Germany was given as an argument against tariff reform, while it was argued that the whole question of colonial preference could only be satisfactorily settled by an imperial parliament, full stop. ये मदीहा बशीर पढ़े इसको बेटे।
Much objection was taken to the increase in the naval estimate for the current year, and some speakers averred that our plenipotentiaries abroad might it to more check the desire for increased armaments, full stop. The condition of the working clauses in the United States and Germany was given as an argument against tariff reform, while it was argued that the whole question colonial preference could not be satisfactorily settled by an imperial parliament, full stop.
बेटे दो गलतियां हुई आपसे, एक तो डू को आपने इट पढ़ा था, माइट डू मोर आपने इट मोर पढ़ा था शायद ये। दूसरा ये है कि आर्ग्यूड लफ्ज आया था तो आपने इसको आर्ग्यू पढ़ा, ये आर्ग्यूड को लिखिएगा जरा पैरे को। देयर वाज अ वेरियस causes which made rapid progress impossible in the first year, but these would diminish as time went on, full stop. He hoped the board would be able to bring into use for smallholders land which now was either not cultivated or not being used to the best advantage, full stop. During the past century, a large area of arable cultivation had passed into permanent pasture, and he hoped it would be possible to place many small landholders on land of that kind, a process which would increase the number of men maintained on the soil, full stop. As to deer forests, there were 2 cases in which owners had offered to negotiate for a settlement, and there were several other cases in which negotiations were going on, full stop. तो राशिद पढ़ दें जरा इसको ना।
जी सर। There was various causes which made rapid progress impossible in the first year, but these would diminish as time went on, full stop. The hoped board would be able to bring into use for smallholders land which now was either not cultivated or not being used to the best advantage, full stop. During the past century, a large area of arable cultivation had passed into permanent pasture, and he hoped it would be possible to offer many small landholders on land of that kind, a process which would increase number of men, they maintained on the soil, full stop. As to deer forests, there was 2 cases in which owners had offered to negotiate for a settlement, and there was several other cases in which negotiations were going on, full stop.
चले 5 गलतियां की आपने इस तरह से। एरिया लफ्ज आया तो आपने नहीं पढ़ा, एरेबल तो पढ़ लिया, लार्ज एरिया ऑफ एरेबल था तो आपने एरिया नहीं पढ़ा। यहाँ पे एक जगह प्लेस आया तो ये गलत लफ्ज पढ़ा, पॉसिबल टू प्लेस मैनी स्मॉल होल्डर्स। एक जगह पे देर वार आया तो यहाँ पे वाज पढ़ दिया, एक जगह पे देर वाज आया था शायद वहां पे वार पढ़ दिया था। तो इस तरह टोटल आपकी 5 गलतियां हुई हैं। तो नेक्स्ट लिखें जरा पैराग्राफ को। बिल्स आर समटाइम्स एक्सेप्टेड for the honor of any party their own comma or accepted payable in London comma or they have a per procuration acceptance full stop a bank may receive orders to retire acceptance full stop. I am specially concerned with checks which may be town checks comma metropolitan checks comma or country checks comma paying in slips comma various bank notes and circular notes full stop. Our bank occasionally consents to grant an advance against a life policy and accepts deeds accompanied by a memorandum or deposit full stop.
Bills are sometimes accepted for the honor of any party their own comma or accepted payable in London comma or they have a per procuration acceptance full stop. A bank may receive orders to retire acceptance full stop. I am specially concerned with the checks which may be town checks comma metropolitan checks comma or country checks comma paying in slips various bank notes and circular notes full stop. Each bank occasionally consents to grant and against a life policy and accepts deeds accompanied by a memorandum or deposit full stop.
अच्छा चलें, आपने ग्रांट के बाद एन एडवांस अगेंस्ट था तो आपने एंड अगेंस्ट पढ़ा, शायद एडवांस तो पढ़ा कोई इसका।
जी सर एडवांस, जी
और
सर
एन को भी एंड पढ़ा ना आपने।
सर एन एडवांस अगेंस्ट।
हाँ एन एडवांस अगेंस्ट था तो एडवांस तो नहीं पढ़ा, मैं कह रहा हूँ एन को भी एंड ही पढ़ा था या एन ही पढ़ा था ये।
सर एंड पढ़ा,
एंड पढ़ा ना, एंड एन तो नहीं ना पढ़ा ये।
जी सर।
अच्छा ठीक है। तो एक्सेप्टेड के स्पेलिंग क्या होते हैं?
ACCEPTED बोलता हूँ।
स्पेशली के क्या स्पेलिंग है?
SPECIALLY।
अकम्पनीड
ACCOMPANIED हमरा या साथ में।
अच्छा चलें ठीक है ना। When taking up stocks and shares, he will, comma, of course, comma, be influenced by interim dividends, comma, and whether these stocks and shares are cum dividend or ex dividend, comma, and in some cases, after much trouble and some worry, he may receive a letter of regret, full stop. In the case of companies being floated, he must notice if the stock exchange is giving a special settlement, full stop. Certainly, the investment of money so as to produce a satisfactory return is no easy matter, comma, and whether convertible gold bonds or guaranteed preference shares are held, comma, it is necessary to exercise the greatest caution, full stop. तो ये मुझे पढ़ के सुनाया पैराग्राफ जो है ना, ये वलीद आप पढ़ दें जरा इसको।
जी सर जी। When taking up stocks and shares, he will, comma, of course, comma, be influenced by interim dividends, comma, and whether the stocks and shares are come dividend or because dividends or in some cases after much trouble and some worry he may receive a letter of regret, full stop. In the case of companies being floated, he must notice if the stock exchange is giving a special settlement, full stop. Certainly, comma, certainly the investment of money so as to produce a satisfactory return is on a easy matter, comma, is no easy matter, comma, and whether sir ये word bonds or granted preference shares and held, it's necessary to exercise the greatest caution, full stop.
और held and held नहीं है ये वाला। अच्छा, ये तीन गलतियां आपने की यहाँ पे। एक तो एक्स डिविडेंड जो आया था, तो एक्स को आपने पता नहीं कास पढ़ा क्या पढ़ा, ये कन्वर्टिबल लफ्ज आपसे नहीं पढ़ा गया, ये मैंने बता दिया। वेदर कन्वर्टिबल गोल्ड बॉन्ड्स, और ये अभी अभी मैंने बताया आर, जिसको एंड पढ़ रहे थे वो लफ्ज आर था आपका। ये तीन गलतियां मैंने नोट की हैं आपकी, तो इसके ऊपर जरा गौर कीजिए। नेक्स्ट पैरा लिखवा रहा हूँ जरा मैं। ऑफिशियल के कुछ पैराग्राफ लिखवाने जा रहा हूँ, उसके बाद एडिटोरियल लिखवाऊंगा मैं। I am directed to state that it has been noticed that in a number of cases in which promotion, postings and other allied matters are objected to by the government servants concerned, they obtain stay orders from the High Court or civil courts, full stop. A lot of administrative process is held up because of these stay orders, full stop. These orders are generally issued with notice to government, but it appears that the departments concerned do not take prompt action for opposing the applications for stay orders and getting these vacated, full stop. शाहजेब, आप पढ़ें जरा इस पैरे को।
I am directed to state that it has been noticed that in a number of cases in which
promotion
posting of the allied importance are objected to by the government servants concerned that obtain state orders from the High Court or civil court, full stop. A lot of administrative process is held up case of these state orders, full stop. These orders are generally issued that notice to government. To it appears that the department concerned do not take a prompt action for opposing application for state orders and getting others affected, full stop. These affected.
पांच गलतियां की आपने। प्रमोशन आपको मैंने बताया, पोस्टिंग मैंने आपको बताया, मैटर्स को इम्पोर्टेंट पढ़ा आपने, बिकॉज को कुछ और पढ़ा है, बट को आपने टू पढ़ा, दी वैसे आपने स्किप कर दिया, अपोजिंग दी एप्लीकेशन। टोटल मिला के आपकी गलतियां 6 बनी है, ये ज्यादा गलतियां ये वाली। नेक्स्ट लिखें पैराग्राफ को भाई। In such cases where it is found that the original orders of the department were not correct, these orders should be cancelled promptly and steps should be taken to ensure that such mistakes / irregularities do not occur again, full stop. Cases in which a department does not act promptly or is not found to be cooperative in defending the case properly, should be reported to the chief secretary, full stop, for bringing it to the notice of the martial law headquarters for taking a suitable action against the officers who have failed to comply with these instructions in letter and spirit, full stop. तो मदीहा आप पढ़िए जरा इसको भी।
Such where it's found that the original orders of the department.
बेटा शुरू से पढ़ें जरा, समझ नहीं आई मुझे।
Yes, sir. In such cases where it is found that the original orders of the department were not correct, these orders should be cancelled promptly and steps should be taken to ensure that such mistakes / irregularities do not occur again, full stop. Cases in which a department does not act promptly or is not found to be cooperative in defending case should be reported to the chief secretary, full stop, for bringing it to the notice of the martial law headquarters suitable again against who have failed to comply with these instructions in letter and spirit, full stop.
बेटे आपने 2 जगह पे मिसिंग की है। प्रॉपरली लफ्ज छूट गया आपसे, दी केस प्रॉपरली आगे शुड बी रिपोर्टेड था। एक जगह पे आपने हेडक्वार्टर्स के बाद फॉर टेकिंग ये छोड़ दिया, सूटेबल से पहले। ये 2-3 आपने मिसिंग की है ये वाली।
जी सर।
तो इन लेटर एंड स्पिरिट की फ्रेजिंग करती हैं आप?
जी सर प्रेजेंट किया उसको।
अच्छा, तो कंप्लाई के स्पेलिंग क्या होते हैं?
COMPLY।
इसका मीन आता है आपको? कंप्लाई का क्या मीन है?
नहीं सर, सॉरी सर।
कंप्लाई का मतलब होता है तामील करना, अमल करना, फरमाबरदारी करना, अताअत करना, हुक्म मानना। कंप्लाई से कंप्लाइंस, ठीक है ना? तो कंप्लाई का मतलब क्या होता है? फरमाबरदारी करना या तामील करना। तो उसके बाद बताएं कोऑपरेटिव के स्पेलिंग क्या होते हैं?
COOPERATIV।
डिफेंडिंग के क्या स्पेलिंग है?
DEFENDING।
बेटे खुल के बोलें जरा, थोड़ा सा लाउडली बोलें, जरा ऊंचा बोलें जरा ना। ओरिजिनल ऑर्डर्स की फ्रेजिंग बताएं जरा।
सर R अपवर्ड, J और उसके बाद ऑर्डर के साथ।
हाँ, आर अपवर्ड जे और ऑर्डर, यानी आर डबल करके सर्कल लगा दिया।
जी सर ऑर्डर।
रेगुलरिटीज की स्ट्रोक किससे डाली आपने?
सर R डाउनवर्ड, J और L को सेटिस्फाइंग कर दिया है।
अच्छा, यानी आर डाउनवर्ड गे और एल को तोड़ दिया आपने और सर्कल लगा
अच्छा।
दिया, ऐसी है ना?
जी सर।
चलें ठीक है, शाबाश। तो उसके बाद लिखे जरा पैरे को, इन ऑर्डर टू अवॉइड प्रोलॉन्ग्ड सस्पेंशन ऑफ गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट्स and employees of autonomous bodies, it has been decided that every secretary to government of West Pakistan should get the facts of each case from his office and authorities subordinate to him and review it and try to either dispose of the case or, if possible, reinstate the person, full stop. The cases which cannot be finalized by the administrative secretary, should be discussed with the additional chief secretary, services and general administration department, full stop. Information about such cases should be sent to services and general administration department in the pro forma given below, full stop. तो ये पढ़ के सुनाए प्यारा मुझे, सादिया।
जी सर जी। In order to avoid a prolonged suspension of government servants and employees of autonomous body, it has decided that every secretary to government of West Pakistan should get facts of each case from his office and authorities subordinated to him and review it to either dispose of the case or, if possible, reinstate the person post of the cases which cannot be analyzed by the administrative secretary, should be discussed that the additional chief secretary, services and general administration department post of information about such cases should be sent to services and general administration department in the pro forma given below, full stop.
ठीक है, शाबाश बेटे। एक जगह पर विद को दैट पढ़ा आपने, ओवरऑल ठीक पढ़ा, अच्छा पढ़ा आपने, ठीक है, शाबाश। नेक्स्ट लिखे जरा। It will be appreciated that this attitude is not reasonable, full stop, if an official habitually comes late to the office or does not exert himself in his work, then the department concerned should take action against him under the West Pakistan government servants efficiency and discipline rules, 1960, instead of desiring his transfer, full stop. There is a growing tendency to make lesser use of the available disciplinary measures, full stop. The result is that lethargy and indiscipline is on the increase among the officials, full stop. तो अरसलान आप पढ़ दें जरा इसको।
जी सर। It will be appreciated that this attitude is not reasonable, full stop, if an official habitual comes late to
एक्चुअली लफ्ज आगे पढ़ें।
actually comes late to the office or does not exalt himself in his work, then the department concerned should take action against him. Under the West Pakistan government servants efficiency and discipline rules, 1960, instead of desiring his transfer, there is a growing tendency to make lesser use of the available disciplinary measures. The result is that lethargy and indiscipline is on the increase among the official full stop.
चलें ठीक है, शाबाश। वही एक्चुअली वाली है, गलती हुई थी आपसे, तो ठीक है, शाबाश। तो अब मैं जा रहा एडिटोरियल की तरफ जा रहा हूँ, जरा तो रेडी हो जाएं। लिखें भाई, फॉर मोर देन 2.5 years now, at least, the country has been seeing relentless and unending pressure on the exchange rate and the price level, full stop. The present bout of exchange rate volatility began in May 2021 and has continued unabated. Since then, full stop, the dollar had moved around 150 to the rupee for 2 years. Until that month, full stop. Less than 30 months later, its value doubled versus the rupee, and still the pressure is refusing to subside. Full stop. It took 10 years for the dollar to double in value from 75 to 150 rupees, from 2008 till 2019, full stop. It took less than 2.5 years for it to double again from May 2021 till the present, full stop. Anis Akram.
जी सर, for more than 2.5 years now, at least, the country has been seeing a relentless and unending pressure on the exchange rate and the price level, full stop. The present bout of exchange rate volatility began May 2021, and is continued and as continued in unavoided since then, full stop. Unavoided, full stop. Unavoided since then, full stop. Dollar had moved around 152 rupee for 2 years. That month, full stop. Less than 30 months later, its value doubled versus the rupee. Still, the pressure is refusing to subside. Full stop. It took 10 years for the dollar to double in value from 75 to 150 rupees, from 2008 till 2019, full stop. It took less than 2.5 years for it to double again from May 2021 till the present, full stop.
चलें ठीक है, शाबाश। 5 गलतियां की आपने। तो इनकी गलती की आप बिगैन इन May 2021 था, इन्होंने पढ़ा आपने, हैज को हैज पढ़ दिया, अनअबेटेड ने ये गलत पढ़ा आपने, अनटिल आपने छोड़ दिया, एक जगह पे एंड छोड़ दिया, तो टोटल मिला के ये 5 गलतियां हुई आपसे ये। तो नेक्स्ट लिखें पैराग्राफ को। At the same time, inflation as measured by the consumer price index skyrocketed only a few months after May 2021, and rose relentlessly till our time, with a few interruptions along the way, full stop. The question to ask is, what is driving this relentless surge for almost 2.5 years now, punctuated with brief moments of what seems like stability question mark. Why this persistent surge in pressure on prices over such a long period question mark. To find the answer, comma, do a simple exercise full stop. This gets a bit technical, comma, so let me explain it first full stop. तो ये पढ़ के सुनाए मोहम्मद अब्दुल्ला इसको।
जी सर जी। जी सर जी। At the same time, inflation has measured by the consumer price index skyrocketed only a few months after May 2021, and rose relentlessly till our time with a few interruptions along the way, full stop. The question to ask is, what is driving this relentless search for almost 2.5 years now, punctuated with brief moments of what seems like stability, question mark, why this persistent surge in pressure on prices over such a long period, question mark. To find the answer, do a simple exercise, full stop. This gets a bit technical, let me explain it first, full stop.
चले, दो गलतियां मैं नोट की है। एक एज आपने हैज पढ़ा था शुरू के अंदर, इन्फ्लेशन के बाद हैज नहीं था बल्कि एज मेजर्ड था वो। अभी लास्ट में गलती जो की है वो सो लुट लेट मी आया, तो आपने ये भी गलत किया, सो लेट मी एक्सप्लेन इट फर्स्ट। ये दो गलतियां, ठीक है, शाबाश। नेक्स्ट लिखेंगे पैराग्राफ को भाई। टेक द मनी सप्लाई प्रोजेक्शंस contained in the IMF staff reports of April 2021, February 2022, and September 2022, full stop. Take the overall broad money supply, called M2, as well as the aggregates called net domestic assets and the net foreign assets, and put the projections into an Excel sheet, full stop. Underneath each of these projections, take the data reported by the State Bank for the same period, and calculate the difference between reality and projection, full stop. The projection represents the path to stability, full stop. जुरैना बास, जुनेरा बास, क्या मेरे तो नाम नहीं मेरे समझ में आ रहा, जुनैरा बास।
जी सर, आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ बेटे, आ रही है।
Take the money supply projections contained in the IMF over reports on April 2021, February 2022, and September 2022, full stop. Take the overall broad money supply, called M2, as well as the aggregates, called net domestic assets and the net foreign assets, and put projections into an Excel sheet, full stop. Full stop. Underneath hour of these projections, take the data abroad by the State Bank for the same period, and calculate the difference between reality and projection, full stop. The projections refusing path to stability, full stop.
बेटे आपने जो गलतियां की है ना, ये गलतियां आपकी टोटल बन गई 3, 2, 5, 2, 7 गलतियां आपसे हुई है। पहली लाइन के ऊपर आपने लफ्ज जो रिपोर्ट से पहले IMF के बाद स्टाफ लफ्ज आया था, जो कि आपने स्टाफ नहीं पढ़ा था ये। उसके आगे चले तो प्रोजेक्शन, पुट दी प्रोजेक्शन आया था, आगे 2-3 लाइनें छोड़ के आगे अगर देखें आप तो, एंड पुट दी प्रोजेक्शन आपने यहाँ पे दी नहीं पढ़ा था। अंडरनीथ को आपने कुछ और अंदाज में पढ़ा, कुछ और लफ्ज पढ़ा है, मुझे नहीं समझ आई अंडरनीथ को क्या
पढ़ा था।
हाँ, उसके बाद बेटा लफ्ज ईच आया था, तो आपने शायद इसको आवर पढ़ा ईच को। और उसके बाद आगे जाएं थोड़ा सा, तो दी डाटा रिपोर्टेड आपने अब्रॉड पढ़ा, इससे रिपोर्टेड को जो है और लास्ट में अगर देखें तो प्रोजेक्शन भी गलत हुआ है, रिप्रेजेंट्स भी आपने गलत पढ़ा, ये दोनों लफ्ज गलत पढ़े हैं आपने जाके। ये टोटल मिला के ये मैंने गलतियां बता दी हैं आपको, 7 गलतियां हुई हैं। बहरहाल बेहतरी तो आ रही है, क्योंकि अभी आप न्यूली है मेरे पास जो है, तो हो जाएगा ठीक है, थोड़ी कोशिश करें जरा इसको।
जी सर इंशाल्लाह।
हाँ ठीक है, शाबाश। नेक्स्ट लिखें जरा प्यारे को। इट टेल्स अस हाउ द मनी सप्लाई एंड इट्स एग्रीगेट्स नीड टू मूव in order for the mounting external sector pressures on the economy to be dissipated. Full stop. The real figures, comma, reported by the state bank, comma, tell you what actually happened in reality. Full stop. The difference, reality minus the projection, tells you how far the economy moved from its projected path to stability. Full stop. When you do this exercise, comma, you will notice something. Full stop. समरा पढ़ो इसको भी।
It tells us how the money supply and its aggregates need to move in order for the mounting external sector pressures, pressure only economy to be dissipated. Full stop. The real figures, comma, reported by the state bank, comma, tell you what actually happened in reality. Full stop. The difference, reality minus the projection, tells you how far the economy moved from its projected path to stability. Full stop. When you do this exercise, comma, you will notice something. Full stop.
चलें ठीक है, शाबाश। ऑन दी लफ्ज आया था तो ओनली पढ़ा था आपने, ऑन दी शायद आपको समझ नहीं आई होगी, तो यही गलती हुई है आपसे। ठीक है, शाबाश। नेक्स्ट लिखेंगे पैराग्राफ को भी। ओवरऑल, कॉमा, ब्रॉड मनी growth remains more or less within a narrow band of where it is supposed to be. Full stop. So far so good. Full stop. But notice how the compositional aggregates are moving relative to where they are supposed to be. Full stop. The IMF projected a certain level of money supply growth in each staff report. Full stop. But in its projections, comma, the bulk of the growth was supposed to come from rising NFAs, comma, with NDAs either growing slowly as per the April 2021 projections or contracting slightly as per the February 2022 projection. Full stop. तो इसको पढ़ दे जरा मुदस्सर, आप इसको पढ़िएगा।
Overall, comma, broad money growth remains more or less within a narrow band of where it is supposed to be. Full stop. So far so good. Full stop. But notice how compositional aggregates are moving relative to where they are supposed to be. Full stop. The IMF projected a certain level of money supply growth in our staff report. Full stop. But in its projection, comma, the bulk of the growth was supposed to come from rising MFs, comma, with NDAs either growing slowly as per the April 2021 projection or contracting slightly as per the February 2022 projections. Full stop.
चलिए ठीक है, शाबाश। यहाँ पे तो प्रोजेक्शंस नहीं मैंने बोला, लेकिन इससे पहले जो 2021 के साथ आया था वो मैंने प्रोजेक्शंस बोला था गलती से, तो वो तो आपने शायद प्रोजेक्शन ही पढ़ा, लेकिन यहाँ पे इसको प्रोजेक्शंस कर दिया। एक गलती आपसे इसके अलावा हुई है, वो था ईच को आपने आवर पढ़ा। ग्रोथ इन ईच स्टाफ तो ईच को आपने क्या पढ़ दिया, और मेन गलती तो आपने ये वाली एक की है। ठीक है, शाबाश। नेक्स्ट लिखें पैराग्राफ को भाई। In reality, comma, the exact opposite happened, full stop. If you plot the difference, reality minus projection, you will notice that NFAs are falling sharply while NDAs are rising, full stop. This is the diametric opposite of what was envisioned in the projected path to stability, full stop. And this divergence not only continues in both periods covered by the April 2021 and February 2022 staff reports, comma, it also aggravates, full stop, by the time of the September 2023 staff report, comma, the difference between where we are supposed to be by program end and where we actually were is so large that it is difficult to fathom how it is going to be rectified, full stop. सानुला पढ़िए जरा।
In reality, exact opposite happened. Few plot the difference.
If you plot
If you plot the difference between reality minus projection, you will notice that NFAs are falling sharply while NDAs are rising. This a diametric opposite of were not envisioned in the projected path to stability, and then divergence not only and this divergence not only continuous in both periods covered by the April 2021 and February 2022 staff reports, comma, it also aggravates by the time of the September 2023 staff report, the difference between where we are supposed to be by program and where we actually were is so much so large that it is difficult to fathom how it is going to be rectified, full stop.
चलिए ठीक, शाबाश। 3 जगह पे गलती है। तो इफ यू वाला मामला मैंने क्लियर कर दिया था, जिसको फ्यू पढ़ा था आपने। उसके अलावा 2 गलतियां, दिस इज दी आया था तो आपने गलत पढ़ दिया था, दिस इज दी को। दिस तो ठीक पढ़ा था, इस दी को गलत पढ़ा था। उसके आगे की जगह पे एंड दिस आया था, दिस को देन पढ़ा आपने। एंड दिस डाइवर्जेंस तो आपने पढ़ा था एंड देन डाइवर्जेंस। तो ये 3 गलतियां आपने की हैं। तो ठीक है, शाबाश। आगे लिखें जरा। Now, comma, look at the staff report for the latest standby arrangement, full stop. You will notice that the projections for the monetary aggregates do not even envision a path back to stability, full stop. All they do is arrest the deterioration, full stop. The previous 3 staff reports envisioned NFAs becoming positive within a quarter or 2, full stop. In the SBA, comma, they remain negative throughout the program period, full stop. All that the government is being asked to do is to go into a holding pattern, comma, arresting further deterioration in the money aggregates, full stop. हाँ भी नेक्स्ट भाई। जिन्होंने नहीं भाई सुनाया पहले वो अपनी बारी मुकम्मल करें जरा। उन्हें मैं से पढ़ना चाह रहा हूँ। आसमा।
Now, comma, look at the staff report for the latest standby arrangement, full stop. You will not you will notice that the projections for the monetary aggregates do not within and a path back to stability, full stop. All they do his rest the deterioration, full stop. The previous three staff reports and NFSA becoming positive within a quarter or two, full stop. Now SBA they remain during the term period, full stop. All that the government is being asked to do is to go hold pattern, comma, rising further deterioration in the money aggregates, full stop.
ये लाइन दोबारा पढ़ो जरा सारी, जो आपने गलती की थी इन दी, जिसको आपने पढ़ा था या पता नहीं क्या पढ़ा था, SBA से आगे पढ़ो जरा।
They remain ये वर्ड मिस है।
मुझे पता है नेगेटिव नहीं पढ़ा गया, आगे थ्रू आउट को ड्यूरिंग पढ़ा आपने, ये भी मुझे पता है। दी आ गया, उसके प्रोग्राम को आपने कुछ और पढ़ा था, ये भी मुझे पता है। पीरियड का भी मुझे पता है, इसके आगे पढ़ो जरा।
Period, full stop. All that the government is being asked to do is to go and held partner, comma, rising further deterioration in the money aggregates, full stop.
अच्छा चलो ठीक हो गया, माशाल्लाह। गलतियां आपने कर ली हैं, 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 होगी गलती। अच्छा पढ़ लिया आप माशाल्लाह। नेक्स्ट लिखें पैराग्राफ को। दिस इज द क्रक्स ऑफ द मैटर, फुल स्टॉप। Serious malfunctions on the balance of payments and fiscal accounts are throwing the monetary aggregates far from their projected path to stability, full stop. This malignant movement in the monetary aggregates, comma, in turn, comma, is fueling inflation and exchange rate pressure, full stop. And less rounds of devaluation are failing to arrest or dissipate the pressure, comma, because the underlying movements keep producing more pressure even after every devaluation, full stop. हाँ भैया, आप कौन पढ़ना चाहेगा इसको? पढ़ दें जवाब इसको ना,
दोबारा सर जी।
हाँ पढ़ दो
जी। This is the crux of the matter, full stop. Serious malign functions on the balance of payments and fiscal accounts are throwing the monetary aggregates far from their projected path to stability, full stop. This malignant movement in the monetary aggregates, comma, in turn is valuing fueling inflation and exchange rate pressure, full stop. In underlined rounds of devaluation are failing to arrest or dissipated, full stop, the pressure, comma, because the handling movement keep proceeding more pressure even after every devaluation, full stop.
हाँ ठीक है शाह भाई, आप गलतियां आपकी हो गई हैं टोटल 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 गलतियां हो गई माशाल्लाह। आपको रिकॉर्डिंग जब मिलेगी ना, उसके ऊपर नोट कीजिएगा ये गलतियां कौन कौन सी हाईलाइट का आपने देखा होगा। मैंने आज जो सेंड की है उसके ऊपर आप लोगों ने गौर किया होगा, जिन्होंने तो देखी होगी वीडियो वाली, कि आपने क्या क्या गलतियां की हैं और कहाँ कहाँ पे हाईलाइट की गई हैं। तो आपको अंदाजा हो गया होगा आपकी सूरत हाल का कि हम क्या पढ़ के सुना रहे हैं।
जी सर।
नेक्स्ट लिखें जरा पैरे को। There is no market-based exchange rate at the moment in Pakistan, comma, because the market itself is broken, comma, starved of dollars, comma, and concerned by the state as the largest claimant of all freshly created domestic liquidity, full stop. monetary operations alone hiking interest rates and devaluing the rupee will not be enough to arrest this trend, unless they are accompanied by fresh inflows of foreign exchange and a sharp contraction in the fiscal account. Full stop. आलिया डोल आप पढ़िए, देखें आप बच्ची को सुनना जरा इसको.
There is no market-based exchange rate at the moment in Pakistan because the market itself is broken, starved of dollars, and concerned by the state as the largest payment of all freshly created domestic liquidity. Full stop. Monetary operations along hiking interest rates and valuing the rupees will not be enough to rest this trend in this. They are accompanied by fresh inflows of foreign exchange and a sharp contraction in the fiscal account. Full stop.
ठीक है शाह बेटे, दो जगह पे आपने गलतियां की हैं, मैं बता देते. एक तो अलाउंड को आपने अलोंग पढ़ा था, ऑपरेशंस अलाउंड हाइकिंग, यहाँ पे बीच में अलाउंड लफ्ज था, अलोंग पढ़ा आपने इसको. यानी मे भी आपने अलाउंड ही लिखा होगा, उसको एन गहरा कर दिया होगा, तब वो अलाउंग पढ़ा गया आपसे ये वाला. एक उससे नीचे अगली लाइन में जाएं तो ट्रेंड के बाद लफ्ज अनलेस था, ओनली नहीं था ये वाला लफ्ज. यानी अगर सर्कल ठीक नहीं डाला गया आपसे तो इसी वजह से ओनली पढ़ दिया होगा आपने इसको. तो ये दो गलतियां आपने जो इसके ऊपर गौर कीजिए, ये किस वजह से हो गई हैं ये दो गलतियां. यानी एक तो एन और रिंग वाला मामला आ गया, एक सर्कल वाला मामला आ गया इसके अंदर. तो नेक्स्ट लिखें जरा पैराग्राफ. इट इज एक्सट्रीमली difficult now to envisage a path to stability on the back of traditional IMF mandated adjustment alone, full stop. Those typically involve rate hikes, devaluations, fresh taxes and expenditure cuts, full stop. But this time, the scale of the adjustment required will be so large it could potentially take a wrecking ball to the integrity of state and economy, full stop. I cannot recall the last time I saw a situation like this, full stop. It will take years, but it can still be done, full stop. तो राशिद पढ़े जरा इस पैराग्राफ को भी.
जी सर. It is extremely difficult now to envisage a path to stability on the back of traditional IMF maintained adjustment alone, full stop. At a typically rate devaluations, fresh taxes, and expenditure cost, full stop. But this is time, the scale of the adjustment required will be so large, and it potentially take a wrecking ball to the integrity of state and economy, full stop. I cannot recall the last time I saw a situation like this, full stop. It will take years, but it come still to done, full stop.
अच्छा, अब मैं ना जरा आपको स्क्रीन दे रहा हूँ, जरा आप सारे लोग देखिएगा जरा. ऐसे ना कहेंगे पर सारे अंदाजे से पता नहीं हमें बता रहे हैं कि आपने क्या क्या गलतियां की हैं. तो अंदाजे से नहीं बता रहा हूँ मैं, आपकी एक एक चीज को नोट कर रहा हूँ. जरा ये देखिए.
जी सर.
नजर आ रही स्क्रीन?
जी सर आ रही है.
ये देखें, ये ना कहें कि पता नहीं सर, पता नहीं ऐसे हमें कह रहे हैं, उसको बाद में सर को पता नहीं चलता कि क्या हमने पढ़ा था क्या नहीं पढ़ा था. ये मैं सारे अल्फाज हाईलाइट कर रहा हूँ इनको मैं. तो आपने क्या किया है, आपने इट इज एक्सट्रीमली से पढ़ा है.
जी सर 7 मिस्टेक हुई है.
आप देख लें, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 आपने मिस्टेक की हैं, और मैं बता सकता हूँ कि आपने कहाँ कहाँ पे क्या पढ़ा, मुझे ये भी पता है.
जी सर.
तो आपको भी अंदाजा हो गया कि आपने क्या पढ़ के सुनाया. तो लिहाजा इस वजह से जो है ये रिकॉर्डिंग का हिस्सा होती है. तो इस तरह बात ठीक नहीं होती कि अगर आप ध्यान नहीं देते जाके ना. ठीक है.